Welcome to the Manager Matt podcast show. The show is designed to give you solutions to your day-to-day management and leadership problems. It's hosted by Matthew Haddock, a frontline manager and leader with over 25 years of experience. If you're ready, then let's get on with the show.
Welcome back to the Manager Matt podcast show. I do hope all of you are well and getting the results you want with your teams. As you probably know, or maybe you don't know, the Manager Matt podcast is set up to help you as a leader, a manager, or a general supervisor, or even just a general good person improve their life. How do I do that? By giving you tips and real actual advice of how a manager and a leader can make it better for them, their team, their business. I also sprinkle a little bit of mindset in there as well as I go along. So that's what we're all about. If it's your first time tuning in, please subscribe, like and share, because it's lovely if more people get it, and do the old alert so every week you get one, because as you may know, the Manager Matt podcast show is a weekly show, so every week you're going to get 10-15 minutes of hopefully useful information that you can practically use day in, day out to improve your leadership and get the best results you can. Now this week I'm going to revisit a topic that I've only just done, which sounds strange. You may be saying, why didn't you do it right in the first place? Well, what I actually mean is it's an extension of what I've been doing. So I've just finished the mini-series about being the best team leader, being the best shift manager, being the best site leader. One of the questions that came back from my lovely listeners, and you can obviously send me a direct message or you can email at themanagermattpodcast@gmail.com. I do read all the information you send me and I'd love to engage on new and old topics. But yeah, one of the questions was, okay, it's always been the good idea to be the best of. How about the idea of what are the top 5 best skills you need as an op manager to deliver the results and get the team moving forward? So what are the top 5? And there's loads, isn't there, when you think of what a good ops manager could do. And this is ops not just in a manufacturing sense, but in any sense. So the operations managers, it's quite a wide remit. You know, some of them are very hands-on, some are very less hands-on. But what are the big 5 that they really need? So let's think about it. What are the 5 areas that you would want to do, or the 5 skills that you really want as a good ops manager? Well, I boiled it into simple ones that I thought about, and I went through, probably started with 15 or 20, and I've kind of boiled it into now the best 5, I think. And the best 5 are leadership, communication, problem solving, analytical skills, and project management. With these 5 skills, there is a real difference you can make in your business. You know, effective operation managers, they lead their team. They are clear communicators with all stakeholders. They can identify and solve those operational challenges. They know how to use data to make informed decisions. That's the difference with data. And a successful project manager is where you take something to start to finish and ensure it's done as effectively and as profitably as you can. So let's boil those down, those 5 areas. So the first one on my list is leadership itself. So that is guiding, motivating, managing a team to make sure it's faster, it collaborates, it makes the organisational goals. Your leadership is paramount in the top 5. You've got to be able to get a team together. You've got to get them to gel. They're not all going to like each other. That's fine. But they've got to know what you're going to do. They know what the business is trying to do. And your leadership is where the difference is. If you're not a good leader in an ops role, then you've no chance. You've got to have some character. You've got to have some charisma about you. You can't be a person who sits on their office phone or on the computer all day long. You've got to be out there. Leadership are visual, they're engaging. So first part of it, you've got to be able to be a good leader and have good leadership skills. Second one, communication. This involves the idea of verbal as well as written in communication. It's also the interpersonal communication. You know, that skills of interacting with the staff. You know, management, clients, suppliers all need someone who can communicate well, can get the message over of what they're trying to do, As I said in number 1, leading, but communicating it well. You cannot do it in isolation. You've got to show people that you know what you're doing. You've got to communicate to the people what you want them to do. And that means being out there talking to them, also writing excellent and to the point emails. Some people have got problems with emails. They use them far too much and they don't get to the point. They become a waffle. Don't waffle on emails. There's a little side tip while we're in here. Don't start waffling. Be more direct. Be personable and be nice, but be more direct. What do you want? If I get an email that's a page long, of just stuff, you just lose it. Just go see them. Better communication is face to face, as always. But if you can't do that, make sure you do it. But good operation managers, one of those 5 areas, it's communicating, and it's being able to get a message over that they understand. You might well understand what you're saying, and I hope you do. But if you can't get it in a way that the other person understands it, and more importantly, can act on it, there's pretty pointless doing the communication in the first place. Number 3 on the list, problem solving. Operation managers encounter obstacles. You are there to sort problems out. So the ability to identify an issue, analyse it, and then develop an effective solution, well, that's critical in what you're going to do. It makes sure that your operations run smoother. It means you have less problems. And problem solving sounds like you're always going to be doing a problem solving exercise when it's gone wrong. And most of the time, yes. But also, good ops managers are looking for problems that are coming. So they're trying to scan the environment. They're trying to spot a small problem and make sure it doesn't expand into a big one. A lot of the time, you're the one on the shop floor or on the site that you're going to have to be able to do that. So good problem solving ability, not waiting for the next person to come in, getting out there, getting the problem solved, fixing it and fixing it forever. Not just putting a plaster over it and leaving it. These problem solvers need to be able to fix them and do it right. And it's not just by luck. Good problem solving come along. It's about having a structure. It's about having an instruction manual almost that you work through to make sure you get the problems done and the problems go away. So that's number 3 on the list. Number 4, analytical skills. Being able to analyse performance data and, even more importantly, identify the trends. This is essential to make sure that the data-driven decisions are good. You're managing your budgets, you're managing your outputs, you're making sure that you can find the areas that need improving and then use your problem-solving skills. You've got to know analytical data. If you don't know the data, you can learn it. And you don't all have to be whiz on Excel, but you do need to understand the trends, understand what it means, and then you can spot when things are going the wrong way. Usually there's people around you who are outside operations who'll give you that data. If not, go get it, go dig it. It'll be somewhere. It will definitely be somewhere. You might have to put it into a chart or a pivot table to make it more visual to people, and they're helping your communication style, but know your analytical skills are there as a good operations person. Get out there, make sure as a manager you can gather that data, get the performance data in the format you need, and then make sure you study those trends and make decisions to improve. Number 5 on my list, project management. So operation managers, they often have to see multiple projects simultaneously, and that requires a lot of skill. It's skilled in planning, it's skilled in resource allocation and delivering the results at the end. So no projects are any good if they don't ever deliver, and they have to be on schedule and on budget. So a good project management skill is important here. Now, again, as a project manager, you might not be doing, you might be more overseeing, but it's putting a structure around it. So when you're overseeing these projects, you can make them happen, get them on time and get them out of the door as quick as you can without rushing, because projects that are not done properly will bite you in the backside. They'll come round pretty quick. Now, those are 5 areas of an ops manager. There's so many more that you can look at. I've tried to boil it down to 5 that it incorporates as much of the other areas as you can. But, you can put a search into Google and probably AI now, and they'll bring up another set of these that are totally different. But for me, those top 5, leadership, communication, problem solving, analytical skills and project management will fix 95% of the issues you're going to face if you're in an operations management role. And as I say, operation management spans such a wide variety of things these days. It's not just set on a person working in a factory or on a shop floor. Now, when using these skills, remember that there's more than just you. You can have all them 5 and still fail if you don't have your team on board. So although a lot of them play into having the team, it's important that you make sure that you get enough people on board, getting stuff done and understanding where you're coming from. And if you do that well, then your operations will get better. Make sure you're working with your leader. So you're going to have a manager who's going to be above you. Make sure they understand your style. It's really important to spend some time with them. The one-to-one, obviously, on this show, if you've listened, you know how important that is to me. Go have a shufty back into the back catalogue about one-to-ones. But that's important that the person above you knows exactly what's happening and how you can make a difference to their lineup by using those 5 skills. Well, one of the skills that's on there is communication, and I'm all up for that. And I love for you to communicate back what you've thought of the show. So if you do get a chance, just drop us a message. You can find me on LinkedIn as well, Matthew Haddock on LinkedIn, if you want to have a look there and see what I'm all about. There's plenty of links to the shows and what I'm up to. If not, drop me a message wherever you get your podcast provider. And as I said at the beginning, share this show because others will love to hear it. Well, that's it for Manage Back this week. Thank you so much for listening, and goodbye.
Thank you so much for listening to this Manager Matt podcast. We hope you found it interesting, helpful and actionable. One last thing, please leave a quick review on iTunes or with your podcast provider, as it helps to spread the word of Manager Matt. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the podcast, and if you did like anything in particular, send an email to managermattpodcast@gmail.com or visit managermatt.co.uk for more content. Feedback is a gift, so let's keep giving. See you next week.